Good day and thank you very much for your time. This is a video walkthrough of our advanced 30-year financial model template for startup solar power plant projects. The model itself starts with a comprehensive user guide. So the idea behind the user guide is to provide whoever purchases this model with details of the purpose of the model, how to navigate and make changes, the key features, and then instructions as to the various aspects that's contained in the assumption side. So aspects like how the model is set up, plant capacity, performance ratio, solar radiation, production hours, development budgets, financing structures, etc. So without further ado, let's delve into the first key component, and this is the actual model setup. So these are the high-level assumptions that will drive the bulk of this model. So on the left-hand side, it starts with details of where the solar plant is set up, the country, the reporting year, when this project is expected to start, and what the lifespan is of the solar project. So it is a 30-year model, but you have the opportunity to reduce it all the way down to 10 years, even 1 year if you want to. But for the purpose of this walkthrough, we work on 30 years. But as you can see, as soon as you go to the project life assumption, you can toggle any period year within that 30-year range. Reporting currency. For the purpose of this walkthrough, we're working on euro, but once again, you can just go into the reporting currency section and choose any of the major currencies out there. Important to mention as well is once you purchase the model or the template, you'll receive a mock version. So we found that with our clients, as soon as they buy a template, they want to have a mock version where they can play around, so to speak, with the model and see the logic behind the model as well, as opposed to just receiving a blank model copy. So that is part of the commitment that we give as well when you actually purchase the model. So continuing on the assumption side, looking at uses and sources of cash. So what's the development costs, the debt funding fees, project setup expenses, and you'll see your requirements as user. You only need to input your assumptions in all the cells that are yellow shaded with blue text. All the other cells are automatically calculated for you. So on the use and sources of cash, is obviously how the cash or the funding will be used, and then where the funding will come from. So whether it's a government grant, whether it's equity funding, whether it's debt funding. The government grant portion is built in. A lot of our clients operate within the African continent, and a lot of the solar projects are funded partially by governments and normally through government grants. So we have incorporated that as an option as well. When it comes to the loan assumptions or the debt funding assumptions, your loan to development costs can be included here. Any debt funding fees that's normally applicable can be amended here. There's a sanity check built in, so we make sure that whatever changes have been made here is in balance and it keeps the model error free. So that's automatically done there as part of this template. Moving to the actual project itself. So when does the project start? How long does it actually take to develop this solar plant? So in this instance, let's say 29 months. Operations then start within, in this example, 1 month after the development has concluded, and the rest is automatically calculated for you. When it starts, when it concludes, when the operations end. In terms of actual solar production assumptions, here we look at total plant production capacity in terms of megawatts, what the capacity factors are, automatically works out the hours per year for you, and then the energy probability that you can choose between P50, P90 and P99. Once again, automatically updated for you. Production, annual energy production, megawatt hours is worked out for you. Degradation factor, plant degradation factor can also be then amended to incorporate into the model assumptions. The performance ratio with actual batteries, the DC to AC ratio, the total kilowatts capacity that's incorporated into the plant, the average annual solar irradiation can be included here as well, and once again everything is then calculated for you. In terms of equity investors, here you can decide the split between equity funding between the actual founders or owners of the project, as well as any external equity partners or investors. And then as most solar projects are linked to some sort of power purchase agreement, these assumptions can then also then tie into the rest of the financial model. So you can then decide on what the total power purchase agreement term is, and then after the purchase agreement term has lapsed, you'll obviously enter a post-PPA term. Once again, the pricing for both can be decided on, in this instance euro per megawatt hour, and growth in these rates also assumed here. Any CAPEX and OPEX can be included here for you. Any royalties that you may have to pay on the revenue side, inverter replacements, so how often are the inverters replaced, what's the cost of the first replacement, any inflationary cost to that, depreciation automatically worked out for you. And then in terms of tax assumptions, whether you work on a tax-free period or an ITC period, and once again you can decide that. If you choose either or, whatever is applicable will then automatically become available for you on the model itself. The development budget itself, so this refers to the land, the actual administrative and legal costs, any assets and equipment. So this is housed under this development budget sheet. All your construction assumptions, assets, equipment, here you can name them, what the amounts are, automatically calculates the total construction or the percentage of these various components to the total construction costs. Any additional project development fees that's applicable, this can be included here. And then any contingencies or unexpected expenses that you're making provision for can then be included here. And you'll see then all of this then ties back to what your initial assumptions was in terms of funding use or use of cash. And then in terms of depreciation, here you can decide on the length, the start months, and then obviously the depreciation methods between straight line and S-curves. And then also in terms of S-curve, between steep, moderately steep, flat, etc., etc. Debt funding automatically calculated for you, the amortization schedule based on your inputs. So the loan term, how long the moratorium period is. Normally the moratorium period is during the construction period where there's no revenue coming in. So whatever you include here, it will automatically update this for you. It shows you exactly what the monthly interest payments are, the monthly capital or principal repayments, and all of this automatically links back to your three statements. Once these assumptions have been completed, you are presented with a dashboard that automatically shows you the resultant forecast. So you'll see what the average revenue is over the project lifespan, and this is now rate per megawatt hour, and what the average cost is. So automatically you can see whether this is viable or not. Returns, investor returns, both levered and unlevered returns automatically calculated for you. and some graphical representation as well. Here you can see the revenue sources, the split between the purchase agreement term as well as the post-purchase agreement term. Further outputs that you will receive is quite comprehensive. The first being the actual project timing. So here you will receive on a monthly basis over the 30-year period. You'll receive or be presented with this sheet, giving you the land acquisition costs, project costs, asset costs, all model calculations automatically calculated for you. Production, you'll see there's no production yet in 2025 because this is the development period. But as you move down the sheet, as soon as the production kicks in, the first rates will come in. Monthly cash flow. For the first 15 years, we build this in for the first 15 years, so you can toggle between year 1 and year 15, and it will give you the development cost, the setup cost, operating costs, operating aspects, in other words, revenue, expenses, cash flow, debt servicing, cash flows, cumulative cash flows, closing cash balances. So the viability can very quickly and very easily be seen across this 15-year period. Monthly cash flow on a detailed basis, and once again this is over the 30-year period now, showing you all these various line items of importance. If you move down the template, we've also, as a value add, included quarterly cash flows. Some of our clients want to see on a quarter by quarter basis, and once again over a 15-year period for purposes of this value added sheet. Annual cash flows over the 30-year period, break-even analysis. Here you can see over the 30-year period as well. Automatically shows you what the sales volume should be, the sales price, contribution margin, and then to ensure transparency, all additional sheets that are calculated on this template, the key performance indicators and specific solar plant metrics are housed under this section. Specific charts, and then the investor returns, levered and unlevered, specifically housed and detailed over this period under this sheet. So very important, your monthly cash flows and revenue, all of that is housed under the monthly cash flow detailed, annual cash flow and P&L, and then as a value add, we have, if you want to drill down further, we've given these 15-year summary sheets, the monthly cash flow summary, where you can drill down over a 15-year period, and then the same with the quarterly cash flow over a 15-year period. So these two sheets are just value adds that we've included over and above the standard cash flow and revenue templates sheets housed in this template. So I trust this video walkthrough provides you with more than enough information to see the functionality of this template, and also for you to get an understanding of the template that you will be purchasing. Please do reach out to us if you have any further questions. But thank you very much for your time.